I'm hiking the Hieroglyphic Trail outside of Gold Canyon, Arizona to experiment with light painting. The summer heat hits at 102 degrees, but as the sun drops, I know I've escaped the worst of it. I've explored the Tonto National Forest since childhood. It's home and holds a lot of memories for me. This trail leads to a canyon where nearly 1,000 years ago, the Hohokam painted on rocks besides natural watering holes. Do you think they chase the same feelings I am? Hope or a sense of meaning? Were the paintings prayers or lessons passed on? After sunset, I go to work. I won't leave a mark, but I create a photo painted with light on the same stones people have walked for centuries.
I'm experimenting with light painting again, but I think I've really done it this time. The LED tube I was using, the method I was using to spin the LED tube, it broke the button, so I can't turn off the LED tube. And the last time it broke the plug-in where I can charge the LED tube, and like had to jerry rig it. But so that tube is dead. Either it's gonna be decommissioned, but I have like a mile and a half hike left to get back to my car, and that light's just gonna be blaring. I think I'll put it in my backpack, but just kind of funny that I can't turn it off and the app isn't working. And it was just a cheap light I've had for years. I'm glad to have used it for something that I got joy out of. So, all in all, I'm okay. Just kind of funny though.
All right, tutorial 1. This is for the picture. First, I select the images, then I fix the crop so they align. I find pairs of images that work well together. I open them as layers in Photoshop. Then I experiment with blending modes. I decide which images I specifically want to work with. I group the images I don't want into a separate folder. I am observing how the lights played in this image. The top light is my headlamp, I'm thinking, and I wonder if the burst effect is from me looking back. I experiment with hue. It's not doing what I want. I check to see if I duplicate and merge the layers if hue will now work. It does not. I group the layers into a separate folder. Hue is definitely not working. I notice the difference in the lights in the background of the images. I decide that the best thing I can do is to create a vector mask on the layers before I merge them so that I can remove things that I don't want from each of the images. I change the opacity of the brush so that it's a more gradual effect. I find that 30% works best. I duplicate and I'm and I merge the layers. I open filters, go to camera raw, and when I'm changing settings, I like to push to the extreme and back and test, because I don't like this idea of just always doing the same numbers. Even though I've been using this camera for years, I am pretty familiar with how these different settings are going to affect images with this particular camera, but I still like to experiment. Sharpen. I love holding Alt while changing the masking settings so that the sharpen goes right on the edge of objects instead of on the flat parts. All right, color grading. I look at the light of the rocks. I look at the colors I'm seeing already. The rocks are tan, the light is white. I'm gonna fiddle with the highlights, shadows, and midtones to give a deeper expression of color without coming off as too baked or edited. I do like this certain quote that says photography is documenting, editing is expression. So I feel every photographer should be free to do what they think looks right, based upon the purpose of their photo. Color theory does help understand how it will change an image. If you notice, I'm using colors on the opposite side of the wheel, which means that they are complementary colors. I remove the yellow-green streak of the light right here because I find it distracting. I'm using the heal tool to remove noise artifacts. I turned off the de-noise feature in camera because it delays shots, and when I'm doing lightning shots, I need as quick of long exposure as I can get. I go back into camera raw, but I forgot that it's a permanent edit when you exit it, so I remove some more noise. I test the effects and what I like in the changes. I experiment with the curves, and then my goal is to add more blue to the light.
after that, I'm finished with the edit. Alright, 360 tutorial. How can I add movement to a time lapse that only lasts 17 frames? I export a ProRes 422 file from Insta360 Studio. Control-Shift-D to split a layer at where the playhead's at. Bracket to the left bracket to move it to the front of the composition or where the playhead's at. And now we duplicate the layer, move it to the front of the frame after the ending of the previous layer. And I use hotkeys. I go Control D, bracket O to move the playhead to the end. Then I have to move it one frame over because playheads represent the start of a frame, not the end of a frame. And I want the next layer to be at the end of the previous layer. And I repeat this 17 times. And watching this is 360 footage. It's pretty smooth and it's a looping time lapse now. I go to the Windows section and I open the VR comp editor. I add a 3D edit. I check the settings and voila, I now have a 4K or 1920 composition that I can add as much movement as I want. I add keyframes of the wide rotation because it moves on the horizontal plane. I select those keyframes and hit F9 and that easy eases them, making it a little more of a gradual change of movement. And voila, we have our video.